So one of the most popular areas to live around the North Metro Atlanta area is definitely Buford. If you've been following my channel, I recently gave you a breakdown of all the pros and cons of living in Buford. And if you'll remember, they have some of the best schools in the state, not to mention you've got tons of shopping, restaurants, and easy access to both Atlanta and Lake Lanier. Obviously, the list goes on and on. And so today I thought we would talk about some of the best neighborhoods located in Buford that clients love. First up, let's talk about Hedges. So Hedges is a more luxury neighborhood located just 6 minutes from the Mall of Georgia in the Gwinnett County portion of Buford. And many of these homes in the neighborhood were built in the early 2000s, with some being completed as late as 2014. And majority of these homes you're going to find are large, two-story traditional homes, most of which have a basement. And despite being built in the early 2000s, homes in this neighborhood don't need much updating. The master bathrooms you'll find could use a little bit refreshing in some of them, but in most all of these listings and homes that come on the market, you're going to find beautiful kitchens that are spacious and not outdated. So within the last year, houses have been selling in this neighborhood between 500 and the mid 600s. And one of the reasons that people love this neighborhood so much is because of the amenities. So the community has a clubhouse that you can rent to host an event, and they also have a junior Olympic swimming pool, kiddie pool, tennis courts, basketball courts, and even a playground. And the neighborhood also has 23 acres of green space, which is very impressive considering where the neighborhood is located. I told you earlier that this neighborhood was only about 6 minutes from the Mall of Georgia. And if you're not local to the area, or if you've never been to Buford, Mall of Georgia is the biggest mall square footage wise in the state of Georgia. In addition to it, there are hundreds of other stores, restaurants, dealerships, anything that you can think of in and around that mall area. So any neighborhood located in Buford is going to have easy access to this, but Hedges is definitely in a prime location, sitting on a back road just a few minutes away. Another thing to note about the subdivision is that it's zoned for Jones Middle School and Mountain View High School. Next on the list is another favorite neighborhood in Buford that many of my clients love, and that's Morgan's Crossing. And so this neighborhood actually sits in both Hall County and Gwinnett County. It's a smaller neighborhood with about 250 houses, and most of these homes were built in the late 90s. Many of them have been updated, and a lot of the houses in here have basements as well as a second driveway that pulls into the basement, which is really a great feature that draws a lot of people into the area looking for these resale homes that have these second driveways. Now, this neighborhood is popular, so when people buy in here, they stay in here. It does not have a large turnover rate. It's one of those places, where you just don't want to leave. So in 2020, there was only 5 home sales, and so far in this year, in 2021, we've only had 1 home go up for sale in this neighborhood. It's a great reflection of how much people love this neighborhood, and one of the other reasons that people love it so much is that the yard sizes here are pretty big. Most of the lots in this neighborhood are going to be a half acre or more, which is pretty rare to find in Buford. So if your home sits on the Hall County side, your kids are going to go to Flowery Branch High School. And if you're on the Gwinnett side, they're going to be districted for Mill Creek, both of which are great schools, and they have excellent ratings if you check those out on greatschools.org. Now, this neighborhood is about 15 minutes away from the Mall of Georgia, which means that there's less traffic right outside the actual neighborhood, and you're closer to the Flowery Branch area as well. Another plus to this subdivision, you've got 2 pools as well as tennis courts and a pretty low HOA fee. Now, homes in this neighborhood are going to sell between 300s and 400s, and that's if you're lucky enough to find one for sale. Another neighborhood that families love is Laurel Manor, which is in Gwinnett. So this neighborhood is actually districted for Buford City Schools, which is definitely one of the biggest selling points. Like we've talked about before, Buford City Schools have been rated as the best schools in Georgia for the last 6 years. So you can see that that would be such a huge selling point, and it's great for resale value. It's increasingly difficult to find a home in the Buford City School District, so this neighborhood is a hot commodity. It's a smaller neighborhood with only 104 homes, and they range in size between 3,300 to over 4,000 square feet. Many of these houses sit on a basement, and they are all beautiful. They're newer homes that have been built between 2015 and 2019. And you're going to find updated features like large kitchens, spa-like master bathrooms, and great outdoor living spaces. So Laurel Manor also features amazing amenities. They've got a conservation space and a lake, plus you'll find a swimming pool, 2 tennis courts, and a playground. Now, homes in this neighborhood are going to sell for a little bit more, and they've been selling in the $500s to the $600,000 range. You're going to find this because it's in Buford City Schools, and these are newer homes. Now, this neighborhood is pretty close in location to the last neighborhood that we mentioned, so you're going to find yourself about a 10-minute drive to the mall, and you're also about 10 minutes from downtown Flowery Branch. Okay, so next on the list is Morningbrook, which sits in the Gwinnett portion of Buford. And homes in these neighborhoods were built in the early 2000s, around 2002 to 2006. Almost all of them are 2-story traditional homes. Most of them you're going to find on basements, so they're all pretty large homes. And many of them you're going to find they've had updated kitchens and bathrooms since they were built in the 2000s. But even the ones that haven't aren't too outdated. They do sit on small lots, so that's something to think about and consider. And you'll also find in the neighborhood, similar to others, you're going to find 2 tennis courts, a large playground, and a community pool, so you can take advantage of all that extra communal space. Now, this neighborhood is districted for Lanier Middle and High School, and it's actually only 2 minutes away from the high school, so that's definitely a plus. And you're going to find yourself about a 10-minute drive away from the mall, and also a 10-minute drive from Swanee. Now, homes in this neighborhood are a little bit more affordable. You're going to see them from the upper 300s to the lower 500s. And there's been quite a few home sales in this neighborhood in the last 6 months, so you definitely have some opportunities to purchase a home in this neighborhood. Next up on the list is a newer construction neighborhood called Reserve at Bogan Lake. Now, this neighborhood sits in both Hall County and Gwinnett County. This one too is zoned for Buford City Schools. So they began building this neighborhood in 2017, and they just finished it up this year. So you're going to find very new homes, and you're going to just see homes starting to turn over in this neighborhood, so you'll have a chance to purchase a resale home. Again, all these houses are very new and very beautiful. Almost all of them you're going to see kind of like in that 2-story traditional style home. Lots of them are going to be on basements. You're going to find beautiful kitchens, bathrooms, and all the little extra details that make the home special. The amenities in this neighborhood, you're going to find a community pool, tennis court, and playground. So this neighborhood is basically right across the street from Laurel Manor that we talked about earlier. So you're about a 10-minute drive to the mall, and you're also only 10 minutes away from Flowery Branch. And obviously, the best selling point of this neighborhood is the fact that you are zoned for Buford City Schools. Homes in this neighborhood have been selling for upper 400s and 500s, and you'll even find some that have creeped up into the 700s recently. All right, last on the list for sought out neighborhoods is Hidden Falls. So just like the majority of the neighborhoods that we've talked about, these homes were also built in the early 2000s all the way until about 2008. In this neighborhood, you are going to find big 2-story traditional homes on basement lots. Most of these homes have been updated. Now, these homes are huge. You're going to find anywhere between 6, 7, 8,000 square feet. So if you need a huge home on a finished basement, this is definitely a neighborhood that you should take a look at. You're also going to find really great outdoor spaces in this neighborhood. Most homes have, beautiful decks, screened-in porches, and patios. Now, the lots in here are not massive, but most are a little bit less than half of an acre, which is still a pretty good size. This neighborhood also has amazing amenities. You're going to find 4 tennis courts, clubhouse, junior Olympic pool, and a playground. This neighborhood too is just under 10 minutes from the Mall of Georgia on a back road, so you won't have to deal with crazy traffic right outside the neighborhood, but you'll be able to access all the shopping and restaurants in just minutes. You're going to find homes in this neighborhood sell from the mid 500s to the lower 700s. So I think you'll notice that there has been a theme here in these neighborhoods that we've mentioned. In these Buford neighborhoods, you're going to find large, well-maintained 2-story homes, amazing amenities in a lot of these neighborhoods, great location, and a high price tag. None of this will come as a surprise if you watched my video on the pros and cons of living in Buford. So Buford really is an awesome part of town, the area with great schools, great shopping, and beautiful homes. There are plenty to choose from. If you're looking for a home in the Buford area or surrounding areas, make sure you reach out to me. I would love to help you.